In this simple tutorial, I'm going to tell you how you can make your own leaderboard in any game you want with any variable you want, and you can change and modify it a little bit. So to take my game as an example, if we press on leaderboards here, it'll pop up all these numbers, and if I say who has the most kills, it'll show the for you first, and then you can click on the global to see all the top 10 people who got the most or the least, which you can change. So we're going to be making that. First, what you're going to do is come to create and make the deck you're going to be making this in. And by the way, before we make this, I want to be making this in this deck, which is going to be available for you guys to remix, and then you can remix and take this leaderboard if you feel like it's good enough for your game or whatever. But anyway, first let's start. I'm going to make a button with a leaderboard text, and then when you press it on the text, it'll do that logic. So we're just going to take an empty blueprint, and then usually what I do is just I make it a bit long like this, and then you don't have to do this, I just change the collisions. I'm going to make this with scale and high scale of 2 because it feels big enough for me. I don't have an actual game, but I'm just going to put a leaderboard button in the middle, and then I'm going to get text, what's going to say leaderboard. I'm just going to change this color. So now before I make this, I want to make it be able to tap easily on the text, because I'm going to put this logic on the text. That's what I usually do. If this is because if you want to use the block behind it, but you just in different areas, then you don't have to worry about that too much, and you just don't put logic on that. So I'm going to press centered text on the right side so it stays centered, and then also here it's centered. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller to match the size of the button. So I would say that's generally alright. And now we can't really have a leaderboard without the actual game, so I want to make a quick clicking system. If you want to know how to do that, you can check my other video. I have a full tutorial on that. So now I finished making the tapping system, and all we have to do is just tap and we're going to get a higher number. But now we have to make the actual leaderboard. So first what you're going to do is go in the leaderboard text, then you're going to say when it's created, it's going to save the variables all the time. So every single second, the variable of taps is going to be saved to the leaderboard system. So on this, in the logic, you're going to say when this is created, and I'm just going to search save variable to leaderboard, which is going to save that variable of taps to the leaderboard. Then you're going to choose that variable. I name it taps. Your variable could be anything different. And then you're going to tap on the save variable and then press repeat in seconds. And you're just going to press the minus symbol once. So it's going to repeat as much as it could. So we got the saving the variable. Now it's time for the actual leaderboard to show up. So there's two ways you can do this. You can either bring text boxes if you have multiple variables that you want to show for leaderboard, and then on each of those text boxes you click and then you show the leaderboard for that. I'm going to do that even though I have one variable, just so you guys know how to do it for multiple. So you're going to say when it's tapped, create a text box, and then the text box in this case is going to be taps, and you can say when it's tapped, you're going to change from dismissed to perform response, and then this response is going to say show leaderboard for variable, and then you're going to say the variable, of course, taps, and it's going to be high. If you're making a leaderboard for the quickest time done something or something like that, then you could put low, but for this we need high. And then you're going to change score text to taps or most taps. This is the text that shows above the leaderboard. So now we got that done. We're going to play the game, tap a few times, and then we go on the leaderboard, press the text button, and then check in global. It says most taps and everything works. So once you actually publish this, then it's going to work. But right now we can't take away the text box. To do that, it's pretty simple. You're just going to go back to this text box one, and then you're going to say at the end, hide all text boxes after it shows you the leaderboard. All this is going to do is just when you tap it, it's going to disappear, but it's still going to show you the leaderboard. So there we go. If we tap the leaderboard again, it'll show again. And that's how you make a leaderboard in Castle. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to make a lot more tutorials in the future. But see you guys next time, and bye-bye.